Hello, ladies and gents of the Halo community. Today I'm reviewing, you guessed it, the Deluxe action figure hunters. And they are very, very awesome. One of my favorite figures I own in my collection. As you can see, hunters come in pairs, so I had to get two of them as soon as they came out. I was like, I have to get two hunters because it wouldn't make sense just to have one. But I'm gonna set the camera down because these hunters are so big, and my table for reviewing stuff is so small. It's hard to fit, everything together on one frame. But the hunter detail is absolutely incredible. All of these bullet holes and dirt and scratches and scuffs all around his body. You can see to where he's been, in battle. And that's a very nice detail to have. Battle damage. If you didn't know, hunters are made out of worms. And the reason they come in pairs is because all of the worms can't fit into one thing of hunter armor, so they put the stuff that can't fit into the other hunters, so that's why they come in pairs, and they're pretty much like bonded brothers. So that's a fun fact that you now know about hunters. They have very nice articulation too. These little claw things move up and down to where you can open it up to where you'd be ready to shoot a fuel rod projectile at you. And they even, gave you this nice neon green look to all the fuel rod spikes in his arm. And he has just really nice articulation. He can do a lot of stuff when you're trying to put him in stop motion, which I'm very excited about. Our elbow moves out. He has these little claw hands, and you can actually fit like an ODST or a human, like a head in there, and you can be like grabbing them and squeezing them to death or something. Only problem is he's a bit top heavy, so getting him to stand up and do certain poses is a little bit hard. And he's got good knee articulation, toes move up and down, and his legs just kind of swivel back and forth. Only problem I've noticed is his legs are the joints are very stiff at first, and that's great because when you're trying to stand him up, you don't really have to worry about him falling over. But over time, it seems like their joints get really loose. Like this guy is getting hard to stand because his joints are getting so loose. And it really sucks because it takes away from the posability of the figure. But you kind of have to mess with it and be careful. The worst thing about this figure though is when you get them, these little spikes come separately, and they are extremely hard to put into the hunter's back. And they come on a ball joint, and you gotta press them in there. And it's usually good if you warm them up with hot water to make the plastic softer, so you can put them in there easier, because they are very hard to put in there. I think I've stabbed myself a couple times trying to put it in there, and these spikes are very sharp. They will poke your eye out if you let them close to your eye, which you shouldn't do because you don't want to lose an eye. So these hunters are very awesome, very cool figures. I would recommend picking up two for your collection if you are going to stay true to the Halo universe and stuff like that. But that's just my subjective army building thoughts on collecting figures and stuff. So you don't have to listen to me, and this guy will not stand up right now, which is why I hate their joints being so loose. There we go. And then he's also in scale with all of the McFarlane Halo 3 figures. I'll show you some cool scalage right now. This is Tartarus. He is a brute in scale with other brutes, so he will make a good example of what hunters look like with him standing by him, but he's being difficult right now, and I'm going to have to sit the camera down again. Alright, there's Tartarus compared to a hunter. You know, hunters are like really, really tall, and so is a brute, but the hunter is still towering over him. And we will bring in another cool character from the Halo universe that you all probably know. The Arbiter, who is also, you know, very small compared to the hunters. Smaller than Brute, but he is an elite, so he's bigger than a human. And, yeah, it looks like he's just hiding under the hunters, you know, to get some shade or something, because these guys are massive. Let's bring in a human character. I'll throw in the red team leader here, who was very small. He's about as big as the Arbiter, actually. That was a bad choice to pick him, but whatever. They're still about as big as the Hunter's shield. Like if you compared them, you know, the shield is about as big as the Spartan or the Elite. And just for giggles, I will show you what a grunt looks like compared to all of these guys. And the grunt is very much dwarfed by the hunters. And it's like, you probably wouldn't even think that the hunter and the grunt come from the same, you know, action figure line, but they do, and they are very small compared to them, which is why Halo is such a great figure thing, I guess, to army build with, because they have so many. That you have bigger figures that you can get, you know, and then there's smaller figures and medium-sized figures and smaller to medium-sized figures, and yeah, just a bunch of cool stuff you can do, a bunch of cool poses you can get out of these figures. And I would recommend getting the hunters and pretty much most of the Halo 3 figures, except for ones I do not recommend getting, like the Mongoose figures. So yeah, if you like these reviews, check out my channel. I got more reviews, stop motions, haul videos, crazy awesome Halo stuff. So yeah, check all that stuff out. Check out my channel, and thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video or review or whatever I decide to do. So yeah, thank you all for watching.